Welcome and hope you're doing well. Let's go into how Tom Cruise made films more multicultural. He is one of the iconic Hollywood actors who promoted equality in his films, which have stood the test of time. He even returned his Golden Globe Awards due to the lack of diversity policy. And how many people have done that in the familiar cry for equality within the film and TV industry? We will reveal those 5 characteristics that made Tom Cruise the man who conquered Hollywood, and whose films have grossed over $8 billion, which will hopefully motivate or inspire you to overcome your own challenges in life. Tom has been regularly called many things in the media. Call it jealousy or even envy. But one thing we do know, he is totally multicultural, hence Mr. Multicultural. Here at Mr. Multicultural, we judge a person by their character, not race, color, or religion, unlike the world that we see today with the growing online culture wars, by emphasizing on our differences rather than our common cultural experiences, beyond lip service. So why don't you join our multicultural family if new, and subscribe to this channel to promote true equality in your own community. Cruise didn't have an easy life, as these many articles will show. Like you, probably, he had to take those criticisms on the chin, whatever their motive. However, no one can take away the fact that millions watch his films whenever they're released, even if it's those obvious multicultural theme movies like Jerry Maguire in 1996 and The Last Samurai in 2003. Even though his many films have generated over $8 billion, he still insists on doing his own stunts. One way of reminding us he has his feet firmly on the ground, in a manner of speaking. He tackles sensitive issues in films like Born on the 4th of July, Rain Man, American Made, A Few Good Men, Minority Report, The Firm, just to name a few. He doesn't crave recognition, as his own independent characteristics have proven, and will return his awards on a matter of principle, as shown through the Golden Globe controversy. This is why we are so humbled with his acceptance of our Emma Awards, when considering that many don't even understand the meaning of the word multicultural, let alone the importance in society. Here is Tom helping many to understand what it really means to be multicultural, as one of our equality champions.
Included in the Emma Awards family of recipients. I accept this on behalf of all who worked on The Last Samurai, in particular Ken Watanabe, Hira Sanada, and the director Ed Zwick. It was a great joy of mine to bring the grace and integrity of the Japanese culture to the rest of the world. I thank both the richly diverse citizens of the UK and those in the media and otherwise who promote and celebrate all cultures of Earth, regardless of race, religion, or color. And I think that we can all agree that never has this been more important. So thank you again.
Number 1. Willpower. Tom was born on the 3rd of July 1962 in Syracuse, one day prior to the 4th of July, the American Independence Day. Syracuse is the economic and educational hub of central New York. His father is Thomas Mepother III, who was an electrical engineer, and his mother is Mary-Lee Pfeiffer, who worked as a special education teacher. This ensured the family was always on the move. Being raised alongside his 3 elder sisters, Tom had a difficult childhood. He was dyslexic, discovered at the age of 7, and so had difficulty with reading through his early education. But in addition to this, his father was physically and mentally abusive, picking on him and his sisters. Tom attended 15 different schools, where he was often bullied for being the new kid, and he also had to endure his parents' divorce when he was only 12 years old. Early in his life, he was planning to become a Catholic priest for a period of time during his late teenage years, as he spent a year studying at a monastery, but eventually discovered the love for acting whilst at that school. However, due to poverty, he always did odd jobs since the age of 8, like cutting grass. At the age of 18, Tom signed with a creative arts agency in New York City and began auditioning in various opportunities that became available to him whilst working as a busboy in clubs and restaurants. As you can see, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, as he had to do it the hard way to build a career. His first role in the feature film Endless Love brought a cult following to the film, receiving a Golden Globe Award nomination, although Tom only had played a minor role in this production. Later on, his supporting role in Taps showcased his acting ability and range, proving himself capable of starring alongside Hollywood A-listers Penn and George C. Thereafter, box office success in the cult teenager film Risky Business. Just 5 years later, Tom's status as a superstar became ingrained with the iconic Top Gun film directed by Tony Scott. It was a huge success, and as it became the highest grossing film of 1986, giving Tom wide recognition for his role and growing Hollywood status. Number 2. Passion. From 1986 and on, Tom has worked on some of the best productions in Hollywood and with most well-known directors and actors. From The Color of Money, directed by Martin Scorsese alongside Paul Newman, to the Oscar-winning Rayman alongside Dustin Hoffman, he cemented his legendary status in Hollywood amongst the many A-list actors. Later on, Tom would appear in such films as Born on the 4th of July, Jerry Maguire, Oblivion, alongside Morgan Freeman, Edge of Tomorrow, The Firm, Mission Impossible, The Last Samurai, that gained his Emma recognition, and many other films that built his outstanding career. He is renowned for refusing to use any stunt double through the majority of his career, taking on the challenge of many high-risk stunts. Tom has undertaken some of the wildest stunts when filming the Mission Impossible franchise. This includes making history by becoming the first actor to do a halo jump on camera, which gets its name from the extremely high altitude, where Tom leaped from 20,000 feet out of a plane. He has also been able to hold his breath underwater for 6 minutes. He scaled the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, where the iconic picture of him sitting at the top without a harness was taken. And finally, he even went to the length of accidentally breaking his foot in a painful landing on a roof during a stunt in 2017 that was filmed here in London for Mission Impossible 6. Number 3. Self-confidence. Tom Cruise has earned 3 Academy Award nominations, including 2 for Best Actor and 1 for Best Supporting Actor. It is strange he has never won, maybe due to the politics of the Oscars. He definitely deserves a special Oscar honor for the longevity of his Hollywood career amongst the many multicultural films undertaken. In 1989, Tom received his first Oscar nomination for Best Actor as the lead in Born on the 4th of July, where critics noted how Tom's emotional performance carries the greatness of the film, displaying his vulnerable side. This true life story clearly displays the contradictions within the US at the time and the plight of the many Vietnam veterans coming home. That's similar to the Afghan veterans after 20 years, from casualties with their fight against the Taliban. In 1993, Tom partnered with talent agent Paula Wagner, also known as the most powerful woman in Hollywood, to form Cruise Wagner Productions. The first film that they produced was Mission Impossible. Tom took advantage of this greater creative freedom he was finally allowed, working closely with executives from Paramount Studios. With greater freedom from Paramount, Tom found himself doing more and more of the stunts for the character he was playing, as well as giving them more ideas for scenes such as the iconic rock climbing. Number 4. Compassion. Tom Cruise devotes lots of his time and money to charity work, as he overcame dyslexia in childhood. Years later, he became a founding board member for the Hollywood Education and Literacy Project that teaches kids how to read and succeed. Other charities Tom has supported including the Barbara Davis Center for Childhood Diabetes, Elizabeth Glazier Pediatric AIDS Foundation, the Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation, Mentor LA, Raising Malawi, and UNICEF, just to name a few. October the 10th, 2006 was declared Tom Cruise Day in Japan. He was awarded with a special day because of his love for and close association with Japan. This was mainly due to his film The Last Samurai, released in 2003, that received an Emma recognition in 2004. This tackled the issues around cultural and political clashes between the East and West, with Japanese businessmen working with the US and European businesses, leading to the Satsuma Rebellion in 1877. Number 5. Integrity. As of the 11th of May 2021, Tom had decided to return his 3 Golden Globe Awards in protest against the Hollywood Foreign Press Association for its lack of ethnic diversity and inclusion. He won the 3 awards for his performances in Jerry Maguire, Born on the 4th of July and Magnolia, but gave them back as he joined many others protesting the organization's racist and sexist practices in an issue that has been raised on various occasions in the past. He didn't just talk the talk, but he walked the walk. The Golden Globes, known as the Hollywood Foreign Press, 86 members, not a single employer is of a colored ethnic minority, nor have they employed a black member in over 20 years. Clearly, we are living in the 21st century, but sadly not them. Being the second most watched film and television awards ceremony behind the Oscars, the organization has failed to promote equal opportunity and social inclusion for all, which has led to the television network NBC cancelling the 2022 broadcast of the show. Tom's decision to stand against these unjust practices really highlights why he is an Emma winner, as it symbolizes how we should all act against attitudes that seek to maintain continuing inequality and division. In summary, Tom didn't just become one of Hollywood's greatest stars for money and fame. He used the platform as a storyteller for social good by reminding us of the real issues within society. It is called edu-entertainment that hopefully this video also reflects. Why don't you leave us a comment and share your own thoughts on the life of Tom Cruise, his own multicultural journey? And do you agree with his stance against the Golden Globe? And do you really care what his religion beliefs are and why? As a Muslim myself, the media, in its view, had deemed all Muslims as terrorists after 9/11 unfairly. Would really appreciate a like or even a subscribe, and if possible, donate on Patreon however little the amount to support this channel's ongoing mission to undertake multicultural campaigns. And remember, it's what's inside that counts, a motto we have used at the Emmys, as Tom Cruise has definitely proven by becoming the Hollywood star who had undertaken multicultural films that created a better social awareness around the world. Until next time, thank you for watching and keep it multicultural.